So excited to be back. We were on vacation, a week-long vacation. We did a trip with a bunch of friends, and I am back and ready, completely rejuvenated and ready to get going with this Striving to Thriving challenge that starts tomorrow. If you haven't joined yet, let's get it going. So I'm gonna type in here. I don't even know if it works. This is one of my first time streaming across different platforms. So I'm not sure if it works or not, but we'll give it a try. We'll give it the college go, right? I know I'm live, but I don't know if I can see you guys' comments. So I'm hoping that I can comment when you're here and let me know if you can see it. But so we are starting our 5-day Striving to Thriving challenge tomorrow. In this challenge, we are essentially, it's basically going to be a pop through from our, um, our summit, our Work Less While Making More summit that we did a couple of weeks ago. And we're basically keeping the party going, right? So here's what we're going to do. We're going to implement during that summit. I interviewed 10 experts, including myself. I didn't interview myself. One of my clients interviewed me, but 10 experts spoke on tools, strategies, and resources to essentially move your business forward while working less. So this was everything from outsourcing, which we talk about all the time, but now we're talking about how to actually do it, right? To lead magnets, speaking on stages, all of these things that these experts provided. And now we're going to talk about how to actually implement it. Hi, all it says is Facebook user, so I don't know if it's who it is. But hey, I'm so glad I could at least see your comment. Who is that? Let me know. So now we're going to take what we learned, right? What you guys learned during the Work Less While Making More Summit, and we're going to implement those things in the challenge. So I'm going to post here. If it's not there already, I'm going to post how to join the challenge, right? You just go to ilikafollette.com/challenge and you can go ahead, hey Chanel, and you can go ahead and sign up and join the challenge. And so it's 5 days. Each day, we're going to take you through an additional stage to essentially work less while making more, right? And feeling better. So once these 5 days, at the completion of the 5 days, you will see a major change in your business, in your mindset, and in the way that you're looking at what you're doing today, right? So you'll also see a time savings. So you'll be able to get more time back. You'll find yourself more energized, more enthusiastic, more motivated, and ready to get things done in less time. So, for instance, being able to be on vacation and still making the income that you want to be making, right? I was in Costa Rica last week, really just got back yesterday. We were there with a bunch of friends. The kids all stayed home. So it was essentially like a couples retreat, and we had an absolute ball. I'll be sharing those pictures. I'll be sharing them in the challenge too, because I want you guys to see exactly what we're doing because it was so much fun. But I'm also going to be sharing them throughout on my YouTube channel here on YouTube and on Facebook and things. But we did a photo shoot while we were there. We had a private chef. It was amazing. And so as I sat there, as the private chef came out and he's telling us what breakfast is going to be today, and I felt like I was on Chopped, right? And I remember thinking, wow, if I looked at myself 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, would I have thought that I would have been on a vacation in essentially in a mansion with a pool, an infinity pool that overlooks the ocean, right? The Pacific Ocean in Costa Rica with a private chef making us, meals from scratch, right? For breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and someone coming and taking care of the house, washing our clothes, doing all those things. And it's like, that's not where I thought I'd be. And this is what I'm doing, you know? And so I started to think about what set that up. And so these are the things that we're going to be talking about in the challenge, how we use the tools and strategies that we got in the summit, right? How do we use that and implement it so that we can do this in our lives, so that we can essentially continue to grow in our income, right? Be at the level 6 figures, 7 figures, whatever that means for you, right? Because everyone has a different idea of what that looks like, and how we can do that while still feeling great. So what does that mean? That means no more burnout. Let's get rid of the burnout. Let's get rid of the stress, right? Let's get rid of the overwhelm. And let's actually feel good and enjoy what we're doing every day again. That's a big deal. Let's be present in the moment with our families, when we're with our families, present in that moment. And then when we're doing, doing our working our company, working in and on our business, right? Because we're still going to do both. Be present in those moments. And how do we make that time? And how do we confidently use that time so that we get to enjoy life, right? And so that's what we're doing in this. That's what we're doing in this challenge. That's what we're talking about in this challenge. And right now, the challenge is it starts tomorrow, so you have what you need. It's literally going to be 5 days, right? And if you sign up for VIP, which I suggest everyone do, you get 2 hours a day. If you sign up for general admission, it's still 1 hour a day. And each day we're going to go through, I'm going to take you through a workbook similar to this one, right? Where each day we're going to go through the workbook, but on top of the workbook, we're going to go through and really talk about what's happening up here and how to make those shifts up here so that you see it here, right? In the bottom line. All right. That's what we're talking about. How to make the shifts up here so that you see it here, right? And how to make the shifts up here so you also see it in your relationships. That is what we are going to really dig into, right? And so I'm going to share with you some of the clients that I've worked with so you can see what they did in some of their stories and how this can truly become your story, right? So that's what we're doing in this 5-day challenge. So if you have not already, go ahead and sign up for the challenge, especially if you're in the Facebook group. If you're in GPS to Success Facebook group and you haven't joined this challenge, I'm not sure what you're waiting for, right? Because you're in that group because there's something that you want. You have a goal that you want to work toward. So I'm giving you the strategies, tools, resources to be able to implement immediately and work toward that goal. And so all you have to do is sign up. All right. All right. So I will see you guys in the challenge. Again, it's ilikafollette.com/challenge. I am heading to bed right now because we have had a long week. It's been amazing. It's so funny how sometimes even when you travel, I mean, we did a safari while we were there. Some folks did the ATV. I did a lot of swimming and having fun. And so many times you still need a vacation from your vacation. And so I'm going to get some rest, right? Because that's one of the things that I'm really big on is making sure you have that rest, you have that self-care. I got a couple of massages while I was out there because again, that's self-care, right? That's making sure that we are treating our bodies in the right way so that our bodies can be there for us, right? Because that's important. So again, I don't want to give away everything that we're going to be doing the challenge, but it's going to be an amazing challenge. And the folks who have done this challenge before, my Striving and Thriving challenge, they're finding themselves. I have one woman who has found herself. She's purchased since the challenge last month, I think it was, or May. She's purchased 2 additional homes. One is an Airbnb and one is going to be a rental property. And it's just that shift in that mindset when folks are like, oh my goodness, should I be able to? Should I do this? Should I do that? She's doing it. And guess what? They're rented out, right? They're already paying for themselves. These are things that we're able to do, that we're able to change, that we're able to shift. And so that's really what we're going to be working on in the challenge. So I'm really excited about it. I will see you guys in the challenge. VIP, if you can, I would say go VIP because during the VIP sessions, we're going to be talking about your specific business as well, right? What can you do in your specific business right now to take that to the next level? All right. So I'm excited. I cannot wait. And I'm excited to be talking on multiple different platforms at the same time because I love that. Can't tell me anything. Again, another quick tip and tool to, to be more confident in using your time, right? To be able to work less while making more. A few years ago, you would have seen me on Instagram going live for 10 minutes, then go to YouTube and be live for 15, 20 minutes, and go to Facebook and live for 10 minutes. And it's just like, oh my gosh, right? Now I'm live 10 minutes and it's hitting all those platforms except for Instagram. And I can just save this and go and put it on Instagram later. Like that's what we get to do, right? So I will see you guys in the challenge tomorrow. I'm so excited about this because I'm seeing so much growth in these ladies, and it's so important, right? I see I look at my own story and what I've gone through um, in terms of, working corporate America, left corporate because, I was burnt out, didn't want to do it anymore. And I had a new mission. I always wanted to help people. I always wanted to be healthy and help others get healthy and just help people kind of change and transform overall. And so that was my mission. And so I did it and I was excited and making really good money and I was happy and all the things until I wasn't. And I started thinking, well, this is what I said I wanted to do. Why aren't I happy now? And what I realized is I was working the same way that I've been working in corporate America prior. So I was working those same 12, 16 hours, sometimes days, just doing it for my own business. And it's like, is that better? Right. So now I had to make some major shifts to figure out how can I work. What was the reasons, first of all, that I decided to become an entrepreneur, to have my own business? What was the reasons? Was it money? Was it time back? Was it to have that flexibility and be on my own schedule, make my own rules? What was that reason? And once I can look at that reason, now I can get to align what I'm doing to that. And so this is the type of stuff that we're working through to understand that. And so I had to look at myself and say, if I'm working 16 hours a day for me, just like I was working 16 hours a day for them, like, what's the difference? Why continue to do it? What's my reason? For me, my reason was time. I wanted to be able to spend more time with my kids. My reason was flexibility, right? I wanted to be able to decide when I was going to go and be at something of theirs, go to the zoo on a field trip, or, volunteer in the classroom without someone else deciding that they can create a meeting on my calendar or whatever it was, right, over my schedule. Like, I did not like that. And so I knew I needed that change. And yet, when I started my own company, yeah, the company was growing and things were going great from that standpoint, but I didn't have my time. I was still working insane hours. My kids were still coming in saying, Mommy, are you still on the computer? Are you still working? Mommy, let's do this. And I'm like, I can't really because, oh, I got it. Let me just finish up this one thing. I just got to do. And it's like, they got so used to let me just finish up the one thing that it was just like, oh, nah, she can't make it. Like, they just automatically knew. And I knew then I can't play this game anymore. I've got to shift this. I've got to make that shift because the reason I started this in the beginning was because I wanted to work less hours. I wanted to make more money. I wanted to feel better and I wanted more time with my family. I wanted to strengthen my relationships. And the way that I was working wasn't working. It wasn't doing it. So I had to make that shift. And that's what I'm showing you how to do in this challenge. In these 5 days, I'm teaching you how to make that shift so that you get to spend more time with your family, spend more time traveling, doing the things that you love, doing the things that made you start this business in the first place. And you get to feel better. All right? Because remember, I started as a health and fitness coach. So that is going to be included in anything that I do because what I do know, if I didn't know anything else in the world, what I do know is that when we are treating our bodies right, we feel better, we work better, right? We have more clarity, we get more done, and we live longer, right? So those things count. So I'm always going to include that. All right. That's always going to be a big piece of what I do. So, all right. I will talk to y'all soon. I'm going to head to bed because this is all a part of self love and self care, right? Getting enough sleep. So be sure to join the challenge. Go ahead and click this link, ilikafollette.com/challenge. Join the challenge now so that you can begin to move the needle forward in your business, in your body and in your relationships. All right. I will talk to you soon. Take care.